So Porchside Pumpkin is back again for the second time after 10 years when it first released in 2015 as a White Barn exclusive, and now it's an online exclusive, so I was super excited about it. So here's the review on it. The notes on it read Porchside Pumpkin, cardamom spice, and an aromatic wood. And I kind of really like this fragrance. This would be like so exquisite like when it's actual fall time and it's a lot more like cozy and fall-like out there. It's a little seasonally inappropriate to be burning it right now, but it's still a really nice fragrance. I would say this is still a pumpkin spice fragrance for all intents and purposes, but more of that elevated type one that you would get from a fragrance like White Pumpkin. I would say White Pumpkin is probably the closest thing to this fragrance. They both share a similar kind of like chai spice type of exotic spice blend that makes this a little bit more sophisticated, and there's actually like tea on this label, and I'm like, okay, like maybe there is a slight like tea chai spice type of component in this fragrance that's giving the sort of pumpkin spice a little bit more elevation to it. The cardamom in there perhaps is also giving it that little bit more of an exotic spice note to it, but you do get the usual kind of like cinnamon and clove that you get from a pumpkin spice. That's what you get first and foremost. You might get a little bit more of a fleshy feel to this rather than an overly gourmand type of way, like pumpkin vanilla creme or pumpkin pie is more like a gourmand creamy pumpkin. This is definitely way more spicy in like a chai spice or a tea spice type of way. So you definitely get a spicy pumpkin mixed with the flesh. Then there is a slight floral component in here, which once again, I don't know if it's coming from sort of like the tea floral notes or if it's kind of like a mum floral note. There is a slight bitter or metallic quality to this fragrance that is a little bit pretty and perfumey that could be attributed to kind of like a mum floral fragrance, which mums tend to also have a sort of metallic or bitter floral quality to it. And so that's kind of where I'm getting the equation from on this. And lastly, there's a slight like spicy cologne undertone to this in kind of like a traditional old-fashioned like Old Spice type of way. It's not anywhere near as cologne as you would imagine like a mahogany teak wood or autumn woods or like a flannel or like a ocean candle. Nothing at all like that, but there is a slight inedible cologne undertone to this that's also mixes with the inedible sort of perfumey floral undertone to this. But in any case, I feel like it's a similar fragrance to White Pumpkin, where it's like a elevated pumpkin spice fragrance, and I like it. It has a very like sort of aromatic and rustic texture to it that I really enjoy. I feel like this would just be so great in like October and November when it's cooler and you just are like really in the fall mood. But it is quite a spicy fragrance. But in any case, I enjoy the sort of layers and depth to this fragrance, where it takes it from being like that usual sort of expected pumpkin spice fragrance that we get that leans a little bit more gourmand, but it is still indeed a pumpkin spice fragrance nonetheless, but a nice one. So yeah. Most of my online exclusive candles have been really struggling with the performance. This seems to be like the only one from the bunch where it's like performing like how you would expect a Bath & Body Works candle to burn. And it has the sort of thick rope-like wicks on it, and it's burning fine. It makes like high flames, no issues, beautiful deep even wax pull, so we're good to go there. The throw is fine too. I would say like in the medium range, like maybe in like the 6 to a 7 range. The spices really kind of like give this fragrance the strength that you're looking for, and the spices kind of push forward the most, and so you do definitely smell that spicy pumpkin fragrance in the air with the other notes kind of coming after it. So definitely in the medium range. Overall, I like this. It might be a little bit of a nostalgia bias in the sense that it was so like exclusive and rare back when it first came out, and it's like, oh my god, it's coming back out again after 10 years, so you're like more inclined to put a little bit more weight or exclusivity to this. And so it's not necessarily something I would like repurchase or hoard, but it's just kind of cool to be able to relive and experience this fragrance again since it has been 10 years. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's worth a shot. If you like fragrances like White Pumpkin, it's in that realm of pumpkin spice fragrances, so I would check it out. But if you want something that's like super gourmand and basic and straightforward in a pumpkin spice fragrance, you probably won't like the other extra notes in here that make it a little bit more fluffy and frilly. And so I just kind of want to put that warning out there. But yeah, I like it. I think this one is just fine for me for this season. I'm super jazzed that it came back out again. But yeah, I'm just going to enjoy it while it's here. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.